There we go. Now we're working. RTX audio was not on, but it is now. So hello everybody, how are we doing? Welcome to another Saturday night stream. We're working in Fusion again tonight. And I'm just trying to I'm gonna import a couple files here now because it's gonna be kind of a pain. Mesh. Figure which ones I need here. Hey Wolfgang. Ooh. So chuggy, what is going on here? There we go. Okay. So we need a 3B plus, and then we need to import a couple of these, and then we'll show you guys what I'm working on here. I can do one at a time. Awesome. So we'll go here. We're gonna move me. Like that. There we go. See if we can get these imported properly. I'm kind of going to assemble them, and then I'm able to pull them into my master model. So for looks and things like that, we're going to have to clean these up a little bit first. Take a few minutes to clean this stuff up. So the one thing I do need to, the reason why I do need to pull this in and clean things up is because I need to figure out how I'm going to get this to look on 2020 extrusion. Because on Megatron, we used a different mount that Aaron found and modified. And I was debating on using that, but like, I could use this as well. I don't know. I'm going to clean it up. We'll pull it in, see how it looks. If I don't like it, then I'm going to modify the one that Aaron had originally made for Megatron, and we're going to add a Raspberry Pi 3B Plus mount to it. To have everything nice and clean as possible. My appearance, go away. What lines we have on here in these bodies, easier it will be to manipulate if I end up changing any of this. And also less faces means less geometry. Fusion will run faster. Good enough for that. All right, and then we're going to go ahead and insert another mesh. And we need the, where's it at? Real 4B cover, 3B plus cover. It's right here. So we're going to just pull this guy, hate that. Fairly certain it sits. No, it doesn't sit there. But this is the backside there. That's not how that sits, is it? That can't be it. Oh, maybe that is it, because those holes match up. Match up, just like that. All right. This, right click, mesh to rep, going through. Clean this up real quick. Bodies. Oops, not that one. That one off. There we go. Do. Hey, Mike, how you doing? So as I'm kind of like firing through a bunch of this, if you guys have any questions, do let me know. I'll answer everything as best I can. Is how the bottom of that thing looks. Interesting. Didn't think it would look that way. All right, so we're going to insert another mesh, and we're going to go ahead and grab the main body now, which is the SKR body. And just rotate this 90 degrees. Get everything pretty close to lined up. Oh, there goes the other way around. 80. This way. This way. That's pretty close right there. All right. And then mesh to rep. Okay, this one might take a second. Baloo, what's up, man? How's things down under? Is this Vaughn related? No, this is not Vaughn related. This is the universal SKR case that is on. It is. Where is it? Where'd it go? Right here. So this is the universal. There's a user NZ box. I'm using right here the universal Big Tree Tech SKR 1.3 1.4 box. This is mainly designed for the bears, but basically I'm getting the top part from this model and I'm getting the bottom from this model because this is where the Raspberry Pis go. And they do have this like bump to them. I am not told that I like this, but we're gonna see how it looks once I get everything imported and colorized in the main model. Because I'm really doing this to see, do I like the look of this bump? And I really got to shave down some of this geometry because it is chugging. This is the problem when you're working in Fusion 360 and you do the mesh to rep. You gotta hone down these faces a little bit because there's just so many of them. It really makes it hard to work in, and yet this is not letting me shave any of these down. This is the problem that we had with the main model when Aaron imported it before. We couldn't really get it to behave properly. All right, well, that's fine for now. So insert, we're going to do another mesh. We're going to do the cover. It's going to get rotated this way. Here. And then we're going to 180 it. Go. For now. Click. Mesh to rep. Okay. Yeah, it is a pain, Mike, but again, at least I'll be able to see what I want to do here. Again, for right now, this does not need to be perfect. I just need to have an idea of what things are going to work. So, Mike, we actually were talking about today in the Discord. I think it was Ryan was actually the one that complained about it. But yeah, it would be nice if I get it, but I also agree with people is that like when you design it, you're releasing STL, it's free to you. So like the complain factor, like your ability to complain about it is pretty minimal because you didn't design it. It was free to you. So I get that part. But I also get the part of, man, it'd be really nice to be able to modify some of these things easier if they would just include some step files or a Fusion 360 archive. Sean, no, this is probably the fastest way to pull an STL in and start playing with it. Again, I can't, the main body of this case won't let me delete the faces of it, but uh, this one, this top half of the case is letting me do so. So, oh yeah, see right here, it's not going to let me do that. Right. I'm still doing all of this in base feature because otherwise you're going to just pollute your timeline like crazy. So that's why I'm doing it here. Because otherwise you're going to get all these delete faces in. You can remove it from the timeline, but it's just faster to do it here in the create base feature if you want to start playing with an STL. Oh, that was Nom. Sorry, Ryan. That was Nom that was saying that in the Discord. You're just my scapegoat. Sorry, buddy. But yes, I get it. It would be nice if people release step files for something that's free that they're putting out there so you make it easier to modify. But again, it's free. Yeah, I mean, that is true. Because I mean, basically, if you're releasing it as open source, releasing the step or Fusion 360 file is kind of like your source code. So like it was like Marlin open source, you have to have the source code for it to meet the open source license. So I get that. I do agree with that. I guess that is a good point there. Is that if you're going to release it with an open source license, you should release it with the proper files to support it. I get that. Okay, we're just, like I said, we're just cleaning this up just a little bit. This model won't clean up at all. When I try to do a delete face, it won't whatsoever. And like I said, I know we had this problem when we designed Ultra Magnus is using the same case. So, but that's okay. So we're just going to go ahead and save this as skr case plus pi 3b plus. Save, and then we'll colorize this real quick, which is going to be really hard because of all the faces. I wanted to be able to colorize this face in here, but that's just not going to happen if I can't delete these faces. Because I do want to do dual color on it. We finished base feature. No. Decide what we're gonna do here. So I think all red is gonna be not the greatest looking out there. So kind of got to think what would look good. So here's what Optimus Prime looks like right now. And we're going to pull the case in. See, I don't actually know if this is going to work out that well anyways. Because this comes down flat. And I mean, there is a cutout there, but I don't know if that's going to be enough to meet. Well, let's go ahead and just save this again. Let's go into Optimus Prime. Let's pull this in and see what it looks like, and then we can kind of play with colors from there. As I said last night, it is so fantastic to be able to do your colors in Fusion before you print anything. I'm a very visual person. I have to see a visual representative of what I'm going to be printing before I actually print it, because I need to know what files to grab. I have several instances of Prusa Slicer open here with a lot of different files in it that I am preparing to print on several different printers. So I need that visual representation for myself. Be this way 90. Forward a little bit. Up once we get it generally in the right place. Again, I don't even know if this is going to really fit in this spot properly. Let's hit OK. So we're going to go back in here. We're going to highlight all of this, and we're going to create a rigid joint because I want all these parts to move together. Hey, Dad's here. How you doing? See you, Baloo. So, assemble. I'm just going to do a rigid group. We got to make it all components. So come on. Hey, Viking, how you doing? Well, Mike Baloo's a little far away. He's down in Australia, I think. Fusion, come on. A little bit laggy today on Fusion. Well, certain things in 3D printing, open source people honor, people don't honor it. It's so weird, you know. Some people take it to an extreme. Components from bodies. Thinking about it, thinking about it, thinking about it. Oh, Mike, you're down there too. That's cool. All right, now we can highlight this. I shouldn't highlight. I should just collect the bodies over here in the tree because this is painful. It's all because this main body part has so many faces to it, a couple thousand faces, and I can't simplify it. Rigid group. Sometimes I click just to know I know what it's doing, because every time I see these black bars here, I'm like, all right, it's thinking I can go do something else. When I see it clear up, then I can continue working. Oy vey. I gotta tell you guys though, I am printing like a madman lately. I'm trying to get a bunch of things printed. So actually, while we wait for that, another thing that I've been trying to figure out is the extruder. So let's go to here. Okay, so I went ahead and printed just out of some regular PLA that I had laying around, because I'm going to print this in PETGs eventually, but this is going to go on Optimus. And let's see, Sean's asking, so Optimus is a scratch build 2020, basically a bear, but it's all 2020, and it's a scratch build. Designed a bunch of the parts with Aaron, and I'm using some other parts and modifying some. But I'm going to put a Hermera on it. So that's that project. What I'm also working on is a straight up scratch build Persia bear running clipper, and I'm going to put a mosquito. Now this is a melon mosquito knockoff. And what I want to hear, people, this is great. This one works really well. So I'm going to use a standard version with a 0.4 millimeter hardened. I'm going to put an E3D nozzle X on it and go with there. So I downloaded and printed this mount. And this mount, they say works. But this, I didn't know, is version 1 of this guy's mount. And I just found version 2, and I'm printing it now. And version 1 is not great because the heater block touches underneath where the fan is. It's where the 4010 fan goes to pull air through and cool the heatsink in there. It hits right there. So this is all going to get melted and deformed from that heat. And then the other issue was, what was the other issue on this? It was that, and so I downloaded, this is the Bunny and Bear. Again, this is printed with just some, whatever PLA I had lit and sitting on this is some of the spools that I made with some MakerBox ones. If it was one more layer of black, it would have looked really cool. But I thought this one would match, and the holes do not, because this side matches just fine, but this side over here does not match, and this top here, where the filament sensor goes, does not match as well. So this is not usable for that. So I'm hoping that the next version that I'm printing out will work. And again, I'm using just whatever cheapo PLA I have laying around here, because right now Megatron is printing it's the Greg, the guy that made the bear, Greg's backplate for the BMG Mosquito. And then the updated BMG Mosquito, the one off Thingiverse, is printing on the bear, which you guys can't see. The bear is just right beside Megatron. You can see the brown roll right there. And that is printing the new parts for this, and we'll see if that marries up a little bit better. And then my Mark 3S is printing parts for a friend's printer that they're going to be building with me. So, that was the other thing. The part cooling fan, when mounted on here, runs into the heater block as well. Now, granted, it has a heat sock on it, but it's still going to have issues because of just the heat transfer. Even through the silicone sock, it still gets hot enough to melt and deform PETG. So that is the issue with this. So yeah, I'm reprinting the new one. That's going to not be done till tomorrow, but that's okay. So Mike, I actually messed with Mesh Mixer for a good hour today, I guess, and I suck with it. Definitely Angus is the man when it comes to Mesh Mixer. Everything I know of Mesh Mixer, I have learned in a Maker's Muse video. It's not very intuitive to me at all. So there's that. And this one here, it has the 3D printable BMG arm to put on it, and then I think you can use this one cannot use a standard BMG arm, I don't think. Yeah, this one cannot. You have to 3D print the arm for this one. But yeah, the arm goes on there, and then it just has the park going shroud. So I'll have different colors on this, but again, I'm just printing this out of whatever PLA I have laying around, just to kind of really make sure I know what I'm doing, because this kit, so the Mosquito Bear is going to be running an NZ board, running Clipper. So I'm going to, I'm printing everything. I'm putting everything in a box, and I'm mailing it ahead of myself when I move. It's probably going to be the first project I do. So I need to make sure that everything fits and works now, today, when I print them, so that when I put them in the box, I mail it, I'm good, because I'm not going to have a functional 3D printer, I think. So that is why I'm messing with this and trying to get everything matched up perfectly, and I'm okay to waste a little bit of PLA to make this all work. Mellow, yeah, not Melon, Mellow. Melon was the bank my mom and my brother worked at, so it's just comes off the top of the mind there. Where did I pick up my Mellow Mosquito? I got it on AliExpress from the Mellow store. Also, this BMG right here on Bumblebee, the BLV, this is a Mellow BMG, and it's been working great so far. So I'm just trying to get everything kind of together. I still need to order a few parts for that build, but I'm trying to get through the 3D printed parts first and make sure I have everything, go through my stock. I'm trying to use everything I have. I'm still not sure what I'm doing with the Prusa Mini, Brandon. I might ship my assembled one ahead of me as well. I'm still not sure what I'm shipping ahead, what's going to go in my air shipment, and the rest is just going to go with all of our household goods of the things that I keep. But just trying to, again, manage everything. I just want to get everything printed now, because also I'm printing, all the parts are going to be in atomic carbon fiber PETG. So that's all being printed on the Mark III's, because it has the hard nozzle and it prints that stuff beautifully. So I don't want to waste any filament, because again, I only have so much of that roll left. I don't want to buy another roll, because that's just a waste of weight for when we move. So I just want to use what I have here, get that thing all printed out, ready to go, and get it gone. Fusion is still thinking, so that's where we're going there. I'll be moving this summer. I don't talk about where I live, where I'll be moving to. Patrons here will hear about it very soon, but I just don't talk about it on YouTube, because where I go doesn't really matter. So, come on, Fusion. All I'm trying to do is make a rigid group of these 4 bodies so that I can move them around freely in the other model. Come on. What else did I print? So, oh, this is trash. I think I have all of the core bear parts printed in the carbon fiber PETG. That all should be good to go. So I just need to get the extruder figured out, power supply, and the electronics enclosure, and screen. So, because I'm going to put a screen on it, and I haven't decided what screen I'm going to go with. I'm going to print out the WaveShare touchscreens that I have been playing with. So, or the model that I've been doing, I'm going to print out a couple of those, see how they fit, and then I'll end up ordering another one for that. Because again, running Clipper, I'm just going to run Clipper screen. I think it's going to be fun. I have 2 screens coming, so I'll be working with the Clipper screen on future projects as well. Martin, no, I don't live in the U.S. I'm American, but I've been living overseas for the past 11 years, 12 years now. But I am very much American. Yeah, I got talking to one of the Volron devs. Well, several of the creators and devs have actually joined my Discord, and I've gotten to talk to more of them through some private chats. And after them showing me Clipper screen and kind of everything going on with it, they were like, dude, you have to play with this. Like, it's so much better. It's so much more functional for your printer as well. Because yeah, you can use the LCD that you have on there, the 2004, but it's not really very functional to do. So that's why they kind of convinced me to work on it. So they helped me source parts for a Pi Zero. That's an HDMI one. And then the on all the Pi 3s and all the Pi 3s are going to run DPI screens, touch screens. No, Brandon Curious did not return yet. I honestly don't think he will. We went to the grocery store today, and I pulled in front of the lot. It's just two houses up, the lot that he went into. But it's an empty lot that's completely surrounded by barbed wire, so we can't get into it. And I went there and I called him. Normally he comes to me. He's like a little dog. So I don't know, maybe I'm going to go put some oats up there, or maybe ask the neighbor if he can put some oats in his garage entryway area, just so there's some oats there, so if he comes by, he knows that food is there. He was going there and coming back, but I just think when I tried to pull him in, and then he jumped out the door and I went after him to get him, he just took that as a threat and has not come back ever since I tried to bring him back in the house. So, I mean, hopefully he's doing all right, but we'll see. Yes, Ben, when you're using, with Clipper can control as many boards as you can connect to it. Clipper can control. So, I mean, a lot of people running the super Vorons that are running 4 lead screws. They are running usually 2 SKRs is what most of them are running, or a Duet with a Duet expansion board. But I think most of them are running SKRs because they're cheap. And the board doesn't really matter. It's just inputs and outputs. It all comes down to the Raspberry Pi that's controlling it and things like that. So, like I said, most of the guys I've seen are using 2 SKR 1.3s, because even 1.4s are kind of pointless. I think that one's at 64%. That one's at, oh, that's got a long way to go. You never know, Brandon. He very well might. And I am still waiting on Fusion here to come back. So we'll give it a few more minutes, and then I'll just kind of kill it, and then I just won't make the rigid group, I guess. But I did contact the creator of the case that I'm going to use. So this case I'm working on right now is for Optimus Prime. The other case I'm using for the bear build is really cool. I don't know if I talked about it, but do I have it open here? Yeah, it's this one here. So this one, for anybody who wasn't tuned in yesterday, it has the NZ board in there, and then sandwiched on top of it goes the Raspberry Pi, and it has fans in there for active cooling because it's a lot of electronics in there, but you have everything right next to each other. And I'm planning on running the Raspberry Pi off of the UART pins on the SKR, which means I don't need to have any external connectors, because I hate having all these external USBs. It drives me crazy. So I think it'll work out. But I was able to get this Prusa Research logo off, not in a great way, because I just put a square body on top of this body, made it 1.5 mil thick, and combined the two bodies, and that seemed to work. I wanted to make it a little bit cleaner. On this, I was able to remove the NZ fan, RPI fan, and the Raspberry Pi logo. Didn't want any of that junk on there. I was able to remove those. Not very well, but I was able to work my way through it. And then here you can see where the NZ board goes. It actually holds together via magnets, which I ordered the magnets today. Those will take a little while to get here. But again, this board is not for use now. I'm not building this for a couple months. I'm just trying to get everything ready for it. But it is a very cool build. He also did not include any, he actually has these as AMFs. So he put everything on the build plate. You can print it all in one Mark III's build plate or MK52 build plate. You can print it all at once, which is cool, but that's how he exported it as the full build plate. He didn't include any source files. So me trying to get through this has just been brutal. I sent him a message asking for the source files. I also asked if he could do the same thing with this. This is his SKR version of it. And I was like, man, if you could do a Raspberry Pi sandwich on top of this one as well, that'd be super cool. Let me know if you can do that. But, we'll see what ends up happening. Fusion is, all right, we're going to kill Fusion because I am tired of waiting. Emmett, hello in Ireland. How you doing? So Ben, for me, the reason why Clipper has got my attention is it is an absolute pain in the butt to configure initially, but once you do it, it's not too bad. But for me, the fact that I can go to what I have is Teletran 1 is a Raspberry Pi Zero here. This is my host. And all of my now Clipper machines, which I have 3, are all connected onto this here. So this host never shuts down. All the other ones, the Raspberry Pis, are powered by the machines as I have it all integrated because I like having one power cord for a printer. So I can manage all my printers, everything from this one web interface, which is fantastic. I didn't want to put Pis in these machines, but on these custom builds, I figured I might as well spend the money on it. People are using the links. I have the money to spend on the machines, so I might as well put a little more into them and add the extra $30 for the Pis. I just wish they were cheaper. Where can I get the STL for that part or the bare Z frame that holds a Bowden tube? Do you mean the reverse Bowden tube on top? I'll pull it up here in a second once Fusion's loading up real quick. Maybe it's going to load up. We'll see. So on here, right here. So this part right here is a part that Aaron and I made. So this is, he created the corner bracket, I created the reverse Bowden. So I made that myself. If you want this one, you can go to the, look at one of my previous streams, you'll find for Megatron, you'll find the download link for that file. Although this is version 1, and we didn't realize that these X carriages crash into those here. So version 2, this is on the backside, and I have not updated the listing yet for that. There also is just it just goes in with an M4. It just goes right here to the V slot that's reverse Bowden to it. You can just attach to any printer pretty much. I just like it being integrated because I'm fancy. So, all right. So we're going to go ahead and move this. Actually, let's just go ahead and see if we can align this face. that face. That moves the whole thing. Okay, cool. So that's aligned there. Now we need to align this face. No, not like that. We need to align this face with this face. Okay. So that is not going to work out at all. So I need to figure out, let's go into here. That's what I need to do. So we need to move this out. So let's do like that. Okay. So let's align, see if I can figure this out. So this is going to be a little bit trippy to get into. So I want to align just pick a line that looks to be in line with that. So we're going to pick this here with there. Cancel that. It's not on the right face. So let's try this again. Align. That looks pretty close. That with that there. And flip this. Okay, so all right. Like that. There we go. Now we got to see if this clears the motor, which it like barely does. Fix right there. So that's with the hole lined up roughly to there. And that motor, I mean, it does not get any closer than that. We're looking at like millimeters. What is that? I mean, this face and this face. 1.19 millimeters. Gosh, that's close. Oh. This might not work out. This case might not work out. Which is why I'm doing this now, because I would hate to waste all the filament on this case to put it on to build the machine for this motor to crash into it. So, that's real close. Real close. Down the bottom is fine. It's not even, I just gotta move it up. Move this up now. The other problem is that this here collides with it. That's no bueno. And then my bracket there collides with it as well. So I don't think this is going to be a viable option for this configuration, this build. Okay, so now we know. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into, where are we at here? Megatron. Let's find electronics enclosure. I know this will work because Aaron made this super awesome mount for it. Let me find where this is at. SKR lid. This is what we're going to need to, we're going to copy this over to Optimus Prime. And then we're going to also copy over to that. Aaron modified this electronics case to be able to actually get to the micro SD card because this case did not have the little indent for that. There it is. Copy this over to Optimus. And then let's find that other mount. And then we can get all this together here. Now, what this does is this brings it away from the frame and over, and it clears the motor. Because I already know it's able to clear the motor. Copy this to Optimus Prime. Copy. All right, let's go into Optimus folder now. I wish there was like a preview on these folders. That would be super cool. All right, so we're going to go ahead and edit this one first. And what I need to do is I need to, which I might end up cheating on this a little bit. Okay, so here, I want to put the pi right here, right there in the bottom. That's where I want to put the pi. So I think we're going to go online and try and find a, wait, I have one. In this. It's going to be hecka slow to work on. So we're just gonna do a new quick one real quick. I just need to insert mesh 3B plus. Okay. Mesh to grep, blah blah blah. Yep. I just need to get these mounting holes. It's up real quick. The other model is just going to take way too long to open. And I just need something clean to work off of. I mean, I want to clean up these. I'm going to create a plane. And we're going to pull those geometry through. It's just easier when the plane is a little cleaner. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to finish the base feature. Which version of Fusion 360 do I use? I use the only version of Fusion 360. Okay. So we're going to create a rectangle. It's a little bit bigger than that. And then we're going to do P for project. We're going to project all of these. And then we're going to go ahead and grid this out. We're just going to do for circle, we're going to do a 2-point circle from one side to do it that way. Circle, go from here to here, and that is create a center point circle. Off. Redo project. There we go. This one pulled it in without a problem. So if we do circle, 2-point circle, like that. Okay, that's 3.9. So this is about 3 mil. Just call it 3. Just need to do that to the rest of these. And I can get my grid. There's probably a faster way to do this. And that's cool and all, but this is what makes sense in my mind. Circle, 2-point circle, here to there, 3 mil. Okay, so we're gonna do a line from here to here. It's 58 millimeters. Do a line from here, here. It's 49 millimeters. Cool. So, oh, Hippie, I am using the paid version because of how much I work in this. The paid version works out for me. You can do all of this in a free version. You just have to do it all in one project, which makes it just kind of chug a little bit more. Or because like right now I have, for this one, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of my 10. If I turn me off, where am I at here? If we just do this. So I have 7 projects, and the free version has a max of 10 active ones. So basically, once I do all this in here, I can then, right click and then you could archive somehow. Maybe it's not possible in the paid version, but somehow you archive them and then basically you can continue making projects. So 58 by 49 is my grid. So we're going to go onto here. We're going to create a sketch. I don't want a circle. I want a rectangle. 49, 58. Okay. Going to see where about we can get this to fit. Because that's only the screw pattern. It's not much bigger than that. If we look up something here, let's go here and let's do plus images. We take a look here. There's not much extra outside those holes. Yeah, I mean, if you need Ultimate, granted, you get more with the paid version with like cam and things like that, but none of that is stuff that I use. I just don't want to worry about the document limit, and for me, it's worth it because I do videos. I mean, do I make the $10,000 that they say you need to do the pay version? No, not at all. But again, I just don't want to worry about the document level. Also, Aaron and I, because with paid versions, we have a collaborative team project. We have a collaborative team that we put projects in. So when he and I work on stuff together, we can both modify common documents, common projects. So I like that a lot better. So a question comes now, do I make the USB able to be getting to from the outside, from the back of the case? But that's a whole different story. And I don't know if I need or want that. Because what I can do is Because this back here is not very big. So if I orient it the right way, so it's going to be like this when it opens up. And if the USB is to the right, then the powers are all going to be up, which is good. I'm okay with that. Yeah. Nice, straight top-down picture of it. Image as 530. We then insert a canvas. My computer downloads Pi 3. This face to we rotate it just like that. But we need to right there, and we need to scale it down now. Figure out how we're going to get this to match up properly. So that's scale it down a little too much. There. So let's do 0.99. Nine five. No, don't do that. Nah, dang it. Just trying to get the proper size first. At least close to it so I can 990. Let's try that. Too small. So 1.0. One. Wish there was an easy way to do this. Why do you jump down so much? That's pretty close right there. Okay, so now I want to pull it back this way. See where we are. Well, that's not going to work out. We're going to have to move the fan here. I know I can SSH into it but this is just in case I need or want to hook up something into the USB, like a camera, I need to be able to access it. So we need to figure this out. And these screw holes do nothing, so I only use that one. So this I'll end up deleting. That's fine. I think that's pretty good right there. Okay there. This we're just going to move to match that. This is all pretty crap math, but hey. And then we'll put on our remil holes are there. Now we just kind of got to figure out how we're going to do it. Let's finish this sketch real quick. I'm going to delete this guy here. So I could just extrude this to here, cut it, and then extrude this to here. No, it's not going to work out. So many faces. Quick delete, quick delete, quick delete, quick delete. There we go. That's out of the way now. And then what's down here? Let me hide the canvas. That's fine. So now I need to figure out what that side looks like. So for that, we're going to go right to this face. And we're just going to copy this. We're going to do a sketch on this face. Project it. Okay. Just going to look at our dimensions. So this is 17 by 14 and change. Let's just do a line here to here, here to here. Dimension this out. 16.5 by 17. And then we'll do a line from here to here. Dimension this out. Those are 1.5 mils separate from each other. And then let's look at from this plane to this plane is 3 millimeters. And then same thing here. We're going to inspect from this plane to this plane. .3. Okay, so let's go ahead and make some 5 millimeter standoffs on here. Whoops. 5 millimeters. 5 millimeters. We're going to go ahead and extrude. Actually, wait, I want to go back to this. Construction lines. That'll make it easier. Extrude these guys. 3 millimeters up. Okay. Just see that sketch. And canvas. And then we're going to be going on this face in here. First thing we have to do is figure out how low that is. a little bit. 4.5 to there. And then to here. 2.5 millimeters. 2.5 mil down. Sweet, that's easy. Okay, so that's 2.5. We said this is, I think we said this is what, 5.3? Expect from here to here. 5.3 millimeters. So that's 2.5. So we're going to do, make sure my math is right here. 5.3 minus 2.5 would be 2.8. Okay. So we're going to go up 2.8 millimeters. We're going to draw a line across here. This is just going to be a construction line for us. So is that one. Okay, so now we have a starting point of where we're going to be at here. So, okay, let's see. We go up to this corner, no, the left corner right here. These, they are 17 mil. We'll do 16.5 by 16.5. We'll do a rectangle up here. 16.5 by 16.5. Over 1.5 millimeters. It's 1.4 technically. 1.4. Rectangle from here. It's going to be 16.5 by 16.5. And then, oh, I didn't look. What's the distance between this line? No. Inspect. From this line to this line, 1.8 millimeters. We can call that 2. And that square is 17 wide by 14.5 high. So 17 high by 14.5. No, it's 14 by 17. Whoops. This is 17. And this is only 14 for that. Yeah, that's up pretty good. That's not too shabby. Lines up pretty good. If we just extrude all 3 of these out, that should be our basic shape. You want to, we're just going to delete that out. We don't need that. But we are going to need to move the fan up a bit. So we can do Aaron's trick for this one here. Sketch on here. Thing. be a new body. Okay. We're going to split the body. This split with that body there. Okay. And then we can hide that one. And this we can then just move up 10 millimeters. Should be enough. So extrude this -10. Wait. Gotta turn that off first. -10. Turn that back on. Extrude this to here. Join, and bam, bam. We moved that fan up just a smidge. So now the fan is up out of the way. I'll just need to figure out a new fan cover for it. I think Aaron is designing a more basic logo for the fan that will work out. So, man, the way this is now, we should be able to, because power is right here. That's the one thing. Now, I have some smaller power cables, but I could also get a 90 to put in there. But I'm probably just going to end up making my own. Or I'm going to use UART and run the SKR off of UART power directly from the SKR. Probably going to end up doing that. But at least now we have what potentially looks like is going to be my USB and Ethernet jack there. So again, this is only for me to be able to hook up a camera to this, because if I completely enclose this in there and not have access to the ports on it, it's just kind of useless, because then I have no way to use it. Like, it's just, I have no way to interface with it. And this goes all the way down, would be -2. Oh, okay. That's only 2 mil thick. So we're just gonna have to use some short. We'll use some short screws in this, because those are only 3 mil. So we're gonna be using probably 5 or 6 mil long M3s, which is perfectly fine. This door only is gonna open and close. Should not be a problem at all. But yeah, so now we're gonna save this. Rename this. Once it finishes saving, we can remove that body. Don't need that anymore. That worked out pretty well. That's not too bad. So we dropped down in people. I'm guessing everybody went over to Nero, because I saw Nero was going to stream tonight as well. We don't need this anymore, so we don't need to save that. We're going to go rename this FKR lid plus I. B plus mount. So now, save this again real quick. Go in here to Optimus, and let's go ahead and pull in these various parts. So we have, this is the mount where this thing's going to go on to. So it's going to go, how does this go? This goes this way. Align tool to align that hole to center of this guy here, like that. Now we can just move this. It's in line there. Now we're just going to align this face to that. This face to that. And as you can see here, it clears the back of the motor. So this is why Aaron designed it this way. So this mounts on with 2 holes there. just gotta move it up a little bit. Right to there. And now it is out of the way. And now we can pull in this case. Actually, I'm going to go on to GrabCAD and get a Raspberry Pi 3 and pop it on there. Make sure that actually lines up. Pi 3B plus. Right there. So we gotta log in here real quick. The download file. It's an SL. Want a step file. Step right there. Download that one. Oh, this is a 4. Shoot. I wonder if they have the same mounting hole. Do the 3 and 4 have the same mounting holes, Ryan? It's 3B. SolidWorks files just don't import very well. Maybe it will. Let's try real quick. Let me put this where it belongs first, though. So we're going to rotate it this way, and then this way. We're going to line corner with, where is it? Here it is. Yeah, like that. Okay. Oh, shoot. Where'd you group this one? Okay. And then, yeah, okay. Now we can go ahead and do the line that corner with that corner. Flip it. Okay. There. Now we have the SKR in there. Perfect. Well, we'll upload that, see how it goes. And now let's import this one. Corner with that corner. Flip it. Okay, there we go. Let's see if we can pull this into here. 58 by 49. Yeah, that's what it is right there. Rotate it. No. Move. To align that pole that hole. I think I can adjust myself a little bit here. So let's do that real quick. I'm just going to extrude this. Let's do negative 1.5. Extrude this one there. Extrude this there. This guy. This down a fair bit. That, and then do I need to go this way down some? I do. So let's do negative 2.5. Oops. Negative 2.5. Same to these guys. Here, negative 2. Now we gotta bring this here down. Wait, oh, I did all that wrong. Hang on, let me undo all that or redo that. I lined up the wrong part of it. So let me hide this. We want to align that hole at the top of this. Okay. Now, how close are we? We're better. Yeah, there should be enough room there, Ryan. Again, we'll see once we do a test fit. See how it ends up going. Ethernet's not going to get plugged in. I mean, it's just a, hey, if I really want to do this, I can. There. That's to the outside dimensions of those. So that should have more than enough. Because I see if we inspect from here to here, 15.5 millimeters. If I grab a normalish looking USB connector, it's 15 mil. So it's just enough. Maybe we'll add a 0.5 mil to each of those openings. Then from here to here, I'm going to do an inspect from here to here at 16 millimeters. So we'll just extrude here, negative 0.25. extrude from here, negative 0.25. There. So that'll be good enough. Those all have the space now that they need. Okay, so now we have the pie in the proper place. The holes match up. Holly freaking Luya. And why did I go to... Oh, yeah. So let's save this. Here, update the design. So the pie is in there. Date. It'll pull the pie in. There it is. Check that out. That's pretty boss. All right, now colors. Colors. What are we going to do here? I could do it all gray. We could do gray, red, and blue on it. Could do black. What colors to do? What colors to do? We do, no, not search. There we are. We do right now we're going to just break these connections. Break link. One second, we break these links. I'll reinstate them. I just want to see what this looks like and then we'll color it. Confusion. You can do it. Do. Break the link on this one. That should be quick. Okay. So now let's go to appearance. And we've got this. Gray? No. Matte plastic gray. So we could do gray like that. And then we could do red hinges, or we could go and do the blue there, gray case, red hinges. I just don't know if that's too much gray. But I guess it kind of matches because the power supply is gray, that's gray. We've got a little bit of blue on there. I'm trying to keep the red to a bit of a minimum. I mean, granted, Optimus does have a lot of color to him. You know, I mean, his blue feet, red top, gray, kind of middle and splashed around. And I have the tops as gray right now. I'm debating on switching them over to blue on top, making these gray. I think right now that's okay. And I still need to create the case. I don't know if I'm going to do that tonight or not. I don't think that's too bad. What do you think? And then what we can do is the we can make the logo red. That's what we can do. We can make the logo that goes on the front here, we'll make that red, the fan grill. So the fan grill will be red on top of this. That'll look slick. I think that'll look slick. This is black here. I might change this to blue. They do have some black parts kind of mixed in there on the undercarriage here. I'm not sure if I like that. We might change these to blue instead of black. That carriage is already black. So go with that. And this way I can still keep my things the way they are. I did notice that these don't have, these ones that Aaron put in here are the wrong ones. They don't have holes in them. Just up it thing. Megatron. Find these corner brackets real quick. I might need to re-download them from him because for some reason the ones in my version don't have front holes on them. And that's wrong. For the 20 by 20 by 35s. 2030 corner. Where are they? Aaron, where are they? Not seeing them in here. So I must just import. Oh yeah, here they are. So these are the 20, 40, 30s, I think. Yeah, they're missing the front mounting hole, which is super odd. I'm gonna have to ping him on that and get that sorted. I don't know why it's like that, but I think this is the colors we're gonna go with here. So I am hopefully, let's see. So that takes care of electronics. I'm printing the test parts for the Bear Mara, Mosquito. Those are printing. See, that carriage is not done yet. But it, oh, well, that's cool. The filament sensor on Megatron didn't trigger. That's cool. Why didn't that trigger? It's the goofy. So one thing with the Bear is that its filament sensor is not the greatest. There, as soon as I did that, now it stops. So, all right, I'll have to figure that out later, but those parts can be done. I only need it for the whole pattern. They're not like official parts or anything like that. So I'm just going to go here to, where's it at? Megatron. I'm going to cancel that print. Yep. To all off my heaters. There we go. No front holes on what, Ryan? Oh, yeah, that. Sorry. Yeah, so I think I have the path forward on this. Just need to, I need to, I want to kind of scale this model. I don't know if I can get the extruder in here properly. Probably can't, because since the guy didn't provide any step files for the extruder, that doesn't really help out. Let me double check in here. Did he? There. The stuff from Greg has it, I think. But the Bondtech Mosquito that I got, that one doesn't have it. His new one, he has a step file for it here. Use Prime. Load this step and see what this is. Because if this is it, then this will work out. Upload. See you, Ryan. Start here, wait for this to import. I'll take a look at what this looks like. But I want to get the Fusion file complete so that when I do actually build it and publish it, I have the Fusion file, because I have to update Megatron, because again, we switched out the Z-tops. So I just need to make time to do that. That might be something I do over the summer when I don't have my printers or anything. I kind of go back and redo some of my documentation, because I won't be so busy building anything like that. Oh, he does have it here. Yeah, so this is it here. We can... This, how it's going to be. The red for these guys here. But I might end up doing gray for that part there too. Gray would keep it red. So that's what the extruder is going to look like once it's all complete. Cover it. It's the adapter. All right, sensor cover. The adapter there. So this is, we'll turn this off here. So that's where that arm slides into in there. No magnets on this one. Interesting. This is also what I needed how to assemble it, because I don't know how to assemble this thing. So I'll definitely have to keep this on hand. I'll have to save this so that I can see it, what it looks like, to make my life easier. But yeah, so definitely got some good designs done today. Able to figure out, I think, what the path forward is going to be for this. Hopefully I'll be able to do a little bit more work on this stuff tomorrow. I'll have the test prints all done off of these guys. And again, this one already finished. Well, I mean, it kind of finished, kind of didn't. But I just need to see if the pattern matches. What did I do with the other one that I just had? The brown one that didn't match up. Oh, here it is. Yeah, this matches up already with this one. which is good. It matches up better. Doesn't fully match up, but it matches up better. So we'll wait for that new version to finish, and then I'll know what I need to do for the rest. So yeah, definitely making some good headway. Lots of tweaking and designing to do to get all this stuff together, but I hope you guys are learning a little bit from what I'm doing in Fusion and my process as I'm building these custom machines. I'm grabbing parts from here, designing some parts here and there, modifying a lot of parts to fit my need, which is the most awesome thing about open source. I hope more people upload step files to make my life a little bit easier when doing this. But again, I understand some people don't want to do that. But again, if you're putting it out there for people to use and download anyways, might as well just give them the step files to make it like easier for true open source. So I kind of want to think, maybe I'll suggest that to Tom and Stefan. Maybe they can cover that in one of their upcoming, their podcasts. That'd be a good one to talk about. So, all right. Well, thank you everybody for hanging out. I'm going to go ahead and call it a night there. I know that Dan has something going on, and I know that Nero is streaming so if you're interested in Clipper and Volron stuff, Nero's channel is the way to see all that stuff. I reference his stuff so often. I'm learning a ton from him. Been talking to him lately on Clipper, on how to get Clipper working more properly on some of my machines and his configurations. So definitely learning a lot from him. But yeah, so thank everybody for tuning in. I'll be back Monday night. We'll either be building something, or maybe I'll have some prints done, or we'll do some more design work, something like that. But I just need to get more printing done right now on some of these parts. I'm going to be hammering hard on that tonight and tomorrow to get as much printed as I can. So thank you guys for tuning in. If you guys want to support the channel, go below. There's a subscribe button. Hit that. Hit the like button. There's also some affiliate links down there and some ways you can do any donations. All the money I make, I put into these machines to build. I build these custom machines from the money that you guys give me. So I greatly appreciate everybody for helping out with what you